I've decided to put together a little project called 365-day withdrawal. I think this is partly Nicole's idea and her fault because she's packing up and leaving me, and so I decided while I'm sat here going stir crazy with an extremely blocked up nose, not feeling 100%, having had a really full on day at work, yeah, to come up with some random crap. The biggest issue with this whole video thing is you don't know whether to look at the green dot at the top of the screen or to look at yourself. It's kind of off-putting, you know, it really is. And the fact that while I'm looking at the screen, I can see every zit on my face. Sad indictment of the way that my day is going, really. I'm just going to turn this music down because it's really kind of a bit irritating, and Jamiroquai really isn't really what I'm feeling at the moment. So yeah, what's been happening this week? This week I have mostly been, well, this week it's only Monday. Yeah, this week I have mostly been just full-on working crap, not really putting my head much above the parapet. I achieved something at the weekend. I actually built 2 new garden beds, of which I will show you shortly.
Yeah, check it. Check out me boxes. 2 boxes for me veggies. How cool does this look? Even though my seedlings are kind of, yeah, they're a bit small. I'm hoping that my tomatoes take off. My cucumbers are looking a little bit limp. That could be because they're Lebanese and I didn't go for continental, and I really probably should have gone for the continental style because I'm not really au fait with the old Lebanese style of planting, but there we go. And then over here, obviously my olive tree, and then here we have my capsicum, or sweet peppers as I used to call them before I was converted. And then over here, broccoli, and then just some random ridges that have got carrots, but I only planted the seeds yesterday and nothing's going to happen. So yeah, let's marvel at me boxes.
Yeah, and it's rained a lot, and I'm just hoping that the little seedlings that I've transplanted will actually sprout some form of life, and I can become like a little Tommy Green Thumb rather than Mrs. Black Thumb, which is kind of the way I've been for some time. What else? What else have I really been doing? I went over to Simone and Mick's on Saturday and had a bit of a swim in their pool, which was nice. And I've got lots of pool quotes. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about the idea of getting a swimming pool, even though Shane is adamant that we cannot even begin to possibly contemplate putting a swimming pool in at this point in time. My thought is if I put it on my vision board, then it will have to happen. So yeah, Project Nat at the moment is swimming pools. Exciting. And we have this one, cool pools, big swimming pools. And all of these wonderful like pumps and things of this nature that you put in your swimming pool. I had to clean it. Obviously, I didn't really have to think about that. And what's that? Oh, what we do with the fiberglass sand filters. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of a lame attempt at getting people to actually come and visit me, because it can get quite lonely, and you know, bribery works every time. If I have a swimming pool, then I'm assuming that more people will be wanting to frequent the Tanner household. It's also good for me to train my son in, you know, had a swim, because it wasn't something that I did as a kid. And I only learned to swim when I actually first moved to Australia. Little fact about me that you probably didn't know. So yeah, I'm pretty adamant about the whole swimming pool thing. I think I'm gonna have to pull in some pretty good deals at work to get the whole thing going. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting 12 months, let's say, whilst I weave my web to see if we can conquer the pool project. Minor detail with sorting a couple of other things out, like a big shed in the garden that we've wanted for a long time, and so on. But yeah, I think it's achievable. I think, if you put your mind to anything, it's achievable. I mean, look at the 365 thing. I actually stuck at that, and now I'm getting withdrawals from it. I'm now feeling like I'm missing out on something, and yeah, I've never felt like that before about anything really. So yeah. Anyway, let's look at the week in news. This week in the news, Bazinga. For those of you who don't know what Bazinga's all about, you really have been living under a rock for your entire life. My fave program. Anyway, in the news this week, interesting things that I've found out and discovered. The first thing that I came across while tweeting, and yes, I am a bit of a tweeter, and that's tweeter, not tweaker, was that two fat ladies have recently been arrested for $2,600 worth of theft from a store by concealing stolen goods in the rolls of fat on their body. I actually found that incredibly fascinating. I think what I found more fascinating about that story is that they concealed the knife to cut the tags off the goods also under the creases of their boobies. Grosses me out just thinking about contemplating. Yeah, not good at all. The other interesting thing, on a more serious note, is that obviously we've had these devastating floods happening right now in Queensland, and I was actually sort of curious about, I'm always quite curious about weather patterns and what goes on, and anyone that knows me knows that at one point in my life I had this inane fascination with reading things about pyramids and so forth, and anyway, it's the stuff about inundation and how the globe has been inundated, or let's say flooded, at various points in history for millennia. So floods are quite fascinating to me in my geekazoid way. Anyway, whilst I was trying to research the history of flooding in this particular continent, which is prone to lots of natural disasters and so forth, I actually came across this really bizarre site that started telling me all this stuff, basically about accidents that happen in hot air balloons. Why did I find that? I have no idea. But the most interesting and inane thing about it all is that apparently pilots who have 600 to 800 hours of command experience are more likely to be involved in an accident than pilots with less experience. So the moral of that story, people, is if you're actually deciding to go up in a hot air balloon, and interestingly enough, this is hot air ballooning out of Brisbane, you're less likely to have an accident if you check with said pilot to make sure that he has less than 800 hours worth of piloting experience in a hot air balloon. There you go. Make sure you check his credo before you get up in that basket. That's the week in news. Not a lot of other interesting stuff. Bazinga. So if you've got any questions or comments, things that you'd like to hear about during my week, by all means go for it. If you think this is a pile of pap, you and everybody else really, because I'm bored. I'm sat in my tiny little house way up here in northeast Victoria and struggling for entertainment value. So be nice. Thought of the day. treat as you find. I'm feeling a lot of people aren't doing that these days, and yeah, treat as you find. Be nice to the person next door, even if they are a complete and total asshole. Nat out.